Ian Garry did an interview on Ariel Helwani's show, and I listened very closely to it. And I'm gonna be honest, there's still some things I don't like. One of which being how he talks like, I'll knee you in the nose, kid," talking about Sean Brady. You know, the insults he was using for Sean Brady too was weird. Like, I don't know. I didn't like his trash talk. It didn't roll off well. It didn't hit well for me. And he came off as like more like Ronda than like Conor. And I've always been the guy to say that. I've always said that when he trash talks, it doesn't come across cool like McGregor's was. It comes across like Ronda. It comes across like, oh, that was like, well, that's kind of a dickhead thing to say. That's kind of just mean. You know what I mean? Like, it's not funny. It's not witty. It's not, it's not even accurate. Like when he tries to do the Mystic Ian thing, I really see him hitting the canvas. That's what I see, Ariel. And it's like, well, they never hit the canvas really. That's been long gone. They go to decisions and the crowd is usually watching paint dry. And that's what it is when you have these two technical strikers having this technical chess match. Like, you can call it what you want. You could try to phrase it in the most positive light possible. But the truth is, it's watching paint dry. And a lot of people, sometimes they just want to watch a fight, bro. Like, I wanna hear what you said you were gonna do, bro. Like, it's not even I just want to watch a fight. You said you were gonna crack his nose with your knee, and I'm 4 minutes into the third round. And the clock's ticking, where's this knee shot? And now, like, God forbid you're watching a 5-round fight with Ian Garry, bring a Red Bull, keep yourself awake, you know what I mean? But like, this guy, he's not as advertised. Conor McGregor was as advertised. Ian McGarry is not. Ian McGarry? Is that what I just called him? Ian Garry. Excuse me, pardon me. Ian Garry is not as advertised. If he promoted himself more as a, listen, and I'm the best technical striker in the world. It may not be the most entertaining, but I promise you, if you were in front of me, it's the most puzzling, okay? These people cannot figure me out. These people are far and away not on my level, and there is not one person to even get a question right on the test, never mind pass the test. But he can't say that anymore because he fought Shavkat and he lost to Shavkat. Shavkat passed the test, you get me? But there's ways he could spin it, there's ways he could say it, and he could definitely promote himself more as a chess master. But he doesn't do that. He kind of promotes himself as this guy who's getting knockouts. And I'm just sitting back listening, and then I'm looking at the Tapology or the Sure Dog, for the OGs out there. I'm sitting there scratching my head like, where is it? Where is it, bro? But other than that, he is, of course, very much legit. He, come on, man. He did pretty well against Shavkat in his performance against him. I thought Shavkat won clearly. I know some people were trying to argue that Ian Garry won the fight or something like that. Or he almost finished him. He didn't really almost finish him. Like, he got to a point, but, like, you could tell Shavkat was like gonna be able to just survive, and he was maybe in a bad position, sure, but Ian wasn't like really like, oh my god, that was so close, you know what I mean? For long periods of the fight anyway. So like, Shavkat was the clear winner. Some people were trying to make it like, oh, Shavkat almost lost. Like, not really. Shavkat was in the driver's seat. And I think Ian Garry, even though he hasn't lost in the way I could see him losing, like, I see his head hitting the canvas, to be honest with you. I see him getting knocked out. I see him at times when, I could see, especially when all that footwork stuff don't work as well, when he reaches age 33, 34, 35, look at Israel Adesanya. Israel Adesanya made a career off of that technical striking with the leg kicks against Yoel Romero and all stuff like that, right? Like, he made a career off the angles and the footwork, the Jared Cannonier fights, you know what I mean? Like, Israel Adesanya, now that he's older, the speed, which propelled the footwork to such a level, the reaction timing and everything like that is not quite there the way it once was. You know? That's just the reality. It's the reality of getting knocked out like he did against Alex Pereira. It's the reality of aging as well. You know, your reaction timing starts to dip a little. And at the highest level, here's the thing. Like, I'm not saying Izzy's bad. I'm not saying, I keep saying McGarry. That's crazy. Ian Garry. That might just be, I might just start calling him that just to, be funny. But, but yeah, I'm not saying he'll end up that way. I'm saying he could. And I am saying that it's a game of inches is the point. Even though his reaction time may dip a few seconds or a few milliseconds, that's all the difference in the world when you're fighting the next crop. The next Ian Garry, let's say Ian Garry stays in the sport for a long period of time and he's a character that we know and we watch him grow up, right? Because he's a young kid, right? A young guy. We're going to watch him mature, hopefully mature, grow and learn, right? We're going to see him change, that's for sure, right? Are we going to see him fight the next Ian Garry, the next generation? Because right now he's that next generation, and now he's sliding into the now generation, right? Like, now this is his time. This is his era. He's in there with I think if he got in there with Bilal, he could potentially beat him just because Bilal's kind of the last era. He just finally got his shot. But yeah, I just not a fan of the trash talk from Ian Garry. Comes off more like Ronda than like Conor. And he's not as advertised. He talks all this stuff about the knockouts and, I'll plaster his nose to the side of his ear with the knee, talking about Sean Brady going for takedowns on him. But it's like, where is it? It's watching paint dry when he fights a lot of times, like look at the MVP fight, for example. Like, bro, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, and he didn't even, like, he went for takedowns against MVP too. So it's like, which is it, bro? Like, are you really the best striker in MMA, or are you the guy who's gonna take down MVP because he's giving you some problems on the feet? Now, at the end here, I'm going to talk about his fight with Carlos Praches. And don't be surprised. Carlos Praches is going to be the best puncher that Ian Garry has ever fought in the UFC. And it's really not close. Shavkat Rakhmonov might be a better fighter. MVP might be a better striker. But Carlos Praches is a better puncher than all of those guys. And Carlos is going to be, while he will be 2 inches shorter than Ian Garry, 6'1" to 6'3", he is going to have a 3.5-inch reach advantage. Ian Garry only has a 74-inch reach as he's listed, whereas Praches is 77.5, which in my opinion is a big deal. Especially because of the difference in hand skills, you know what I mean? Ian Garry, as good as he is, his punching power and his punching in general sort of leaves to be desired. Really, where Ian Garry makes his money is with the kicks. He's a kick-first, primarily kicking-dominant fighter, and there's nothing wrong with that. John Jones is the same way. He's not a great puncher either. But Praches is. Also, he's a southpaw, which will be interesting. I understand that Garry switches stances, but, now all of a sudden you're in a firefight with a guy, and what is he going to be, southpaw with him? It's going to be the classic southpaw orthodox battle, and who's going to win that? I wouldn't be surprised if Ian tries to grapple him. I'm running out of time on this video, so I got to wrap it up. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, whether you agree or disagree. It doesn't matter. Just join the discussion, follow for more, and of course, leave a like if you enjoyed the time spent. Thank you. You are all appreciated.